Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gator Light, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gator Light hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. I'm so happy you decided to join us. Before we jump in, I don't do this every week, but I would love if you went over, left a review, left a comment. I listen to all of those. Give me some topics. Send over to Steve at teachhoops.com. What kind of topics do you want to hear? But before we jump into today's topic, I'd like to give a big shout out to our 2 sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. I've tried them all, and this is not only how innovative are, but the workouts and what I love about Dr. Dish is they give back to the community. If you follow them on Facebook, if you follow them on Twitter, they're always giving back to the basketball community. And you mentioned Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $450 off. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It is a one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It's resources, it's handouts, it's videos, it's one-on-one calls, it's office hours. It's a coach. It's a resource run by a coach for a coach. It's not an ex-coach, not someone that's been let go, not someone that's coaching part-time. This is what I do. And Teach Hoops helps me keep the bills on. It helps me put up these podcasts, 13 podcasts a week. Teach Hoops helps me be able to do that. And it's a roadmap for you to be successful. And let me help you in this great journey that we call coaching. But let's head off. All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Coach, how are you?
It's doing all right.
I like today's topic. I think I might be an expert on today's topic, actually, considering I've coached for 35 years.
You might.
I know, yeah. I might be an expert. All right, but before we do that, let's give a big shout out to our sponsors, Coach.
Yeah, coaches, go check out coachingyouthhoops.com. Explore the navigation in coachingyouthhoops.com. And the reason I say that, there's a bunch of free resources there for you to help you along with your coaching journey. But you'll also find anything from practice plans to offenses and defenses you can use to level up your game this season. Now's the time to start planning. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com.
All right. So today we're going to talk about burnout.
Burnout. Yeah. How do you cope with burnout as a coach? How do you maintain enthusiasm when you're just feeling overwhelmed?
So I'll talk off season. I'm going to talk non-season, because I don't tend to get burned out too much in the season. And I think it's probably an adrenaline thing. I think the key is, first of all, my rule of thumb is when the season ends, and this is always, there's been a couple rules that I've had that have helped me coach for as long as I've coached. First of all, the first rule was we always went on a spring break trip as a family. That was the rule. Like the 4 months from November to March, the rule was spring break was off limits for anything. And we always went somewhere as a family. So it was kind of a rebonding, dad's back kind of thing. Um, so that was the
Gave
first thing.
somebody, it gave the whole family something to look forward
Yeah,
to
maybe
as
dad's
well.
back. Um, but I think the key to not burning out is turning off. Like, so our season ended about a month ago, be more than that by the time this goes up. But end of March, mid-March is when your season tends to end in Wisconsin, hopefully late March. But and then I don't tend to do any open gyms. I take a month off. Like, not that I'm not doing
Mm-hmm.
basketball things, but they need a break. I need a break. There are a lot of them playing spring sports, so it's almost like a dead period for me. That we'll just after mid-April we'll start revving up again and opening gyms up and doing that kind of stuff. But I think it's important to take a gap and a break and a deep breath and, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
so that's the first thing I've always done. I think that helps because I'm already energized for next season. Because I just step away. I literally step away. I don't think about during spring break. I don't do any of that. So I think that's the first thing, is to take a break. Second thing is to have um something else. Like, um doesn't matter what level you're coaching at, but you
Like a
need.
hobby or something, is that what you're
Yes,
talking
like
about?
fishing. I
Mm-hmm.
like fishing. You
Oh,
went for a
yeah.
walk when we were together. You went
Yeah.
for a walk, and I went fishing. That was relaxing to me, because there's no phone, there's nothing. It's me and a lake, and I like that. That's yes. So it's something like that that's not basketball related or not coaching related. I think is important, um, from a mental standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from all of those things. I think that's a super thing. Um, as far as in season burnout, I think it's like you got to remember it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people that burn out tend to think it's a sprint, and it's like, you know, things are going to happen, obstacles are going to occur. How can you deal with those as they happen during the season? I think that's, they're going to happen. Um, but it's how you react to what happens more than the actual thing happening, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think it's also just recognizing your mindset when, for one of the, I had a woman volunteered with on the school board that I was at, and she goes, when you're volunteering, and when you get to the point when the organization you're volunteering for, you feel like they owe you something, that's the time to quit, right?
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and I always kept that in the back of my mind, is because then you stop, you're done. Like or maybe you just need a break from it. I mean, there's days, right? Because, like you, I work full time and then I go and coach.
Right.
And there's days that I literally do not want to drive to the gym.
Right.
But once I'm there, it's a different story,
Yeah.
right? Um, what I've done over the years is saying I got better. I'm not great at it. I got better at saying no, right, to
Right.
things. Also, to looking at my schedule, like to streamline it a little bit more, to be more efficient, saying no, get rid of things. Again, if my
I think
wife was
that's a
hearing
big one.
that, she
Saying
would
no is
laugh at
good.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but definitely, recently, I merged my AAU program with another one. And I did that because I was I just want to coach, and I didn't want to deal with the back office stuff anymore, because I knew if I had to do both, I just it just got to a point where I had to give up one or the other, right? I'm not going to give up coaching, right? So I had to give up the back office stuff. And you know, people are like, "Oh, I can't believe you've built this for so long and now you're letting it go." And um but it was the right thing to do in the next evolution of, where I was going to go. Just made a lot of sense for me to do it.
Well, I think if you're growing, you don't burn out as much either. It's when you get stagnant, you tend to burn out.
Interesting. Why do you think that? Like,
Because when you're growing, you're expanding, you're learning, you're
Mhm.
doing new things. When you're expanding your horizon, I think people tend to get burned out. I see it in the teaching profession. People teach
Mm.
when they get bored, or they get, they're
Yeah,
not they're
true. When you
not
get bored, yeah, I
progressing.
can
They're
see
not
that.
getting
Yeah.
they're not progressing. Then and some of it's burnout, some of it's boredom, some of it's like, I don't know. But I think they're related. I think those things are kind of correlated.
And then just also, it when you can't give back anymore, you can't give to the kids, and you're finding yourself just, I don't know, upset, angry, maybe is the right word. It's time to, right? Either take a step back or quit completely. But a lot of times it's more about, okay, I just need a couple weeks off. I need that month off that you mentioned, right? If you're an AAU coach, you're kind of doing this year round, you do need breaks. I tried to hold one day a week where it's non-basketball and even non-work for that matter. Again, not great at it, getting a lot better at it. But I really try to hold that one day sacred where, I just not
What
doing
day of the week
anything.
is that?
Usually today, Sundays. We're recording this on Sunday. Uh, like I said, I'm not great at it, but no, but this to me is, it's like the other thing. I don't think this is at work, right? I
Right,
don't
right.
get burned out. I
Talking
enjoy
basketball.
this, and
Yes.
yeah, but it doesn't, I don't want to say that out loud, but I'm leveraging my experience, right? And
Right.
you and I are just having a conversation about it, versus like I'm not watching a game unfold and
Full and
I'm just
yeah.
using it, my brain capacity, is at full tilt and trying to figure out how to beat the elevator screen that we
Right.
got burned on 3 times.
Right.
Trying to explain it to the kids of how to defend it. And you know what I mean? It's like, you're not, I don't know, this is a
Easy.
little bit different
Yeah.
capacity that you're using. So, okay. So how do you cope with it? How do you, right? How do you maintain that enthusiasm, taking breaks, realizing what you want to do, setting goals as well? Like where do you want to, and then just also getting to the point where you say, okay, you know what? It's time to put the whistle down. Time,
Yep.
right? And I'm
Time to
done.
hang the
Yep.
tennis shoes up. I know. I agree.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, coach?
Yeah, coaches, again, the burnout's going to happen if you're on a grind and you're going 100 miles an hour. Just slow down, take a time out, relax, get away from the game for a while, like Coach does at the end of his season. Take a day, go have a date with your significant other, and just get away from whatever it is that's burning you out in coaching or seek other coaches' advice as well. What do they do? And
Right.
maybe it's a problem that you're trying to solve within your team.
Team. All
So,
right. Until next time, coach.
till next time.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like. We love those. And send me an email, steve@teachhoops.com. Tell me what you want to hear in the future. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Have a great day.
The new Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer is now at McDonald's. Made with freeze-dried dragon fruit and made to lock in. The all-new Energizer, now at McDonald's.